What is up, guys? This is Pinzo back with another video today, and what I have for you guys is some more Predecessor. Today, what we're going to be doing is going over my hopes for what Predecessor can do moving forward. These are my thoughts on what it can do better, what it's already doing great, what it should continue doing. All that kind of stuff is going to get covered today, and today we're going to be going from more broad stuff at the beginning to some more niche stuff at the end is how I'm kind of formatting this so that you guys can tag along. This is going to be just what I hope to see from Predecessor moving forward. If there's anything that I leave out that you guys think of, let me know in the comments. I'll pin good comments, so if you guys come up with something that you really want to see from Predecessor, just let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to read those. Before we jump into it, as always, if you guys go on to enjoy the content, please do leave it with a like and a subscribe. 90% of the guys who have watched my recent videos are not subscribed. So if you guys would just help me out and hit the button, it means a lot to me. We just hit 500, so I'm really thankful for everyone who has done so already. But moving into the rest of today's video, starting with number one, and that for me is playability. Now, this can take many forms, whether it's another stress test weekend, another alpha weekend, a beta, early access, whatever they want to call it. I would love to see some form of extended playability within 2021. Now, I know that that sounds like kind of a short time frame, but it's not. When we got to play Predecessor the first time, it was over a year ago. It was about 13 months ago as of time of recording. And then we got to play it again a couple months after that. And then we got to play it 10 months later in the stress test. So if you were lucky enough to get a game in the stress test, that was the first time the public had played Predecessor in about 10 months. Off of that, I would love to see this extended playability come in 2021. I think that it's a bit of a short time frame. They do only have, another 4 months to work with, but I think they can do it. Obviously, the stress test worked, and while a lot of people think that, it sucked and that we didn't get what we wanted, which, as a community, what we wanted was to play Predecessor, the devs did get what they wanted, and what they got was information about how many people were going to play the game. So I think all in all, that was a really good thing, and I'm not trying to, like rag on Omida about that too much. I'm just saying, like, we got that, and now hopefully within the next month or two, they've gotten that figured out so that we can play it some more. That's just at the top of my list, obviously. I think that'd be at basically the top of everyone's list. I don't know how it couldn't be. So with that out of the way, we're going to move into number two. And moving into number two, this is heroes. I would love to see more heroes in the game. There are already quite a few added since the last time we got to play. We got 3 new heroes with the stress test, but I want more, and I always want more. I know that sounds dumb and it sounds kind of greedy, but I want more heroes. I want all the Paragon heroes, and I want them now. Thank you, Omida. Make that happen for me. I appreciate it. But on real talk, they did say that they were planning on adding heroes frequently. Now, what that means is obviously a little subjective. They said that no, they are not going to try and keep up with the every 3 weeks that Epic had. Obviously, that's not realistic for a company like Omida. Like there's no way they can do that. So don't expect that. But a hero every couple months would be fantastic. Now, on top of that, what I want most out of these heroes is redesigned kits. I don't mean complete reworks of the heroes. Some of them are obviously pretty iconic as they were, and some of their kits work really well as they were. But some slightly less drastic redesigns, such as what they did to Kalari, are fantastic. The creative team, whoever's working on heroes and hero kits at Omida, is obviously doing a fantastic job. So I would love to see their work, honestly. I just like to see what they can think of. Kalari with 2 daggers, right? The stealth that's not real stealth, but you're revealed in an area, and then her old dash ultimate, like that whole kit, along with the new death mark ability that does true damage, like that whole kit is just fantastic. I'd love to see what they can do with some of the other heroes. Can you imagine Crunch with some different combos, or even Grux maybe with a ability instead of his dash? That dash always felt a little clunky to me, but I mean, like, you can just picture what else they can put in there. So that's my hope, is that they do take creative liberties with these characters that they're getting from old Paragon. All right, moving into section 3, this is going to be, I hope that Omida continues to listen to the community. Obviously, they've done this really, really well already. They've listened to us through 2 alpha tests and a stress test weekend. So they know what they're doing. They've listened to us. They've helped put what we want in the game. If something feels funky and a lot of people say so, Omida's pretty quick to say, okay, well then let's fix that. So I just hope that they continue that. Some AAA companies are not very good at this. I don't know if anyone here has ever played a Blizzard game, but I don't know the last time Blizzard played a Blizzard game because their games aren't good. Most of that's on the devs, right? People are like, dang, I sure wish Hearthstone Battlegrounds had an update, and then 6 months goes by, and then they put one new card in the game. And so it's just one of those things where sometimes devs stop listening to their communities. Obviously, even after some time's passed, sometimes they stop. And my hope is that Omida doesn't. I hope that they continue to strive to make this game as good as it can be. Obviously, they're already doing that. I just really hope they continue on that path, because if they don't, it would just be a letdown to the entire community. But I think that they're doing a great job so far. All right, moving into the final section of today's video. This is going to be more about the game, gameplay, menus, that kind of stuff as a whole. I'm going to be going through kind of rapid fire, just naming off some things and what they can do to fix them, because some stuff, well, a lot of stuff was really good. These are just ideas that I've had. While the first 3 sections of this were more about the studio and the game as a whole, this is going to be more about the stuff in the game. So, number 1, Inhibs Respawning. I am a Smite player. I like it when my Phoenixes respawn. I would love to see Inhibs respawn. Whether or not that is a 4-minute timer, they respawn weaker, they never get as strong, something like that. I would love it if they respawn. I think that it just feels kind of bad if you get an Inhib taken early and then you have to defend it the entire game. It just feels kind of bad. So having those respawn after a couple minutes, I think would feel much better. Second, options for flash. Now, obviously, there's a blink in the game. I don't expect that we get another slot for an active. I think that the blink slot is the one thing, but I'd like to switch it out. The reason for the one blink slot is obviously with your abilities, you have 4. Right click, Q, E, and R. Those are your 4 abilities. Now, as far as your actives go, you have 1, 2, and 3 active slots in your items, and then blink makes a 4th. Now, the reason for these 2 sets of 4 is console. Console has 2 sets of 4 buttons. Now, this is to make it so that you can port these pretty easily to console, which we don't know when that's coming, but that is the idea behind this. Of these sets of 4 buttons is it makes it easy on console. So I wouldn't expect another active slot, but I would like to see maybe switching them out, whether or not maybe you could get a purification beads or like a Aegis of some kind. The blink is good, but maybe some options could be cool. And then finally, an after match report. I would love to see something that is after a match, you get a separate lobby where you can like look through, whether it's looking through stats like you have in Smite, you can see player damage, gold, all that kind of stuff. Or even if it's just a place to see your stat line, all your items, and to make sure that there is a spot to report, block, and add friends. I think those are the 3 most important buttons that you can get on people's names at the end of the game. And those 3, I think, would be fantastic. On that track, opening up the friends list obviously was supposed to happen during the stress test, but it didn't. So opening that up, but as long as there's not a ranked play, I would like to see it capped to maybe 2 or 3 people in a party, just because a lot of people will get frustrated going against 5 stacks, assuming there's not a 5 versus 5 kind of queue. So if that's not there, then I'd like to see them limited. I know it sucks, but I think it's for the best that you don't 5 stack against a bunch of solos on weekend 1 and stomp them, because those kids are going to get mad and not play. So those are really the end of my ideas. If I have any more, I will be sure to make a second video. But to see that second video, you guys would have to be subscribed. So as always, hit the button. If you guys have any feedback at all on anything that I've said in this video, I'm really curious. So just let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But that is going to be it for today's sort of feedback video. I've taken a couple weeks off to really think about Pred, and this is what I've come up with. So as always, guys, if you enjoyed, please do be sure to leave a like and a subscribe. But that's all I've got for you guys. So as always, I've been Pinzo. This video's donezo. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.